Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm here with the Rach Umbrella Crafts autumn kits. They've got 4 autumn kits out, and I chose this for my design team project to do for Rach Umbrella. I loved the autumn backgrounds. I just think they're just absolutely stunning. So I fell in love by just looking at the backgrounds. So I'll just give you a quick flip through here. I haven't stained the back at all because I haven't got around to it. It's not really the weather at the moment, but absolutely beautiful backgrounds that would just look stunning as journal pages. So do love a bit of ledger, a little bit of receipt. Nice little touch there. Just think they make interesting pages. And then you've got ones that are kind of done sort of with the pages halved, which are really helpful. And then we come, how beautiful are these flowers? Just incredibly stunning. The next page is my favourite. Oh, how beautiful is that? That's so beautiful. Just want to stroke it. Don't mind using it, so I could just print another one. And then she did some, it's upside down, long ways. So if you wanted to do a long, tall, skinny journal, you've got these pages. And then in one of the other kits, these pages are in the normal orientation as well, which is fantastic. So there we have the background pages. Oh, and then my printer decided to do a couple of misprints, but that's okay. I will use that. And then we're back this way. So this is one of the other autumn kits. She's got I've forgotten the names of them. Oh no, this is me. Oh, that's what I've done. I've printed this on 200 GSM card, and I've backed it because I intend to make tags with these, and that's probably the first project that I'm gonna show you. And then so I'm gonna leave those out because I'm probably gonna do that straight away. So these are from one of the other autumn journaling kits. So some more pages, so lots and lots of pages. I need lots and lots of pages for the project I have in mind. So these are, I think these are the ones that were tall, skinny in, and they're in the other orientation as well. So you've got both versions when you buy like all the kits. There were also pages where you've got images on each of them, but I didn't want ones with images on for the project that I've got in mind. And then we've got the fussy cuts. So we've got these, which is what I intend to use for making my own sort of tags that I'm going to do. I'm going to leave those out because they're going. I've got my scan and cut all ready to cut them out. Love it. Great little images. And then we've got, these are the fussy cuts. So I haven't printed off all the fussy cuts. Some of them had sheep and squirrels and heeling coos, and anybody that knows me knows that I don't do animals particularly, but I did love all of these images, and I love these flowers and leaves. So I have printed both these sheets in the size they come. I'm probably going to reduce them down as well, so I've got 2 per page, so that I've got lots and lots to choose from. And then we've got these words. You've got them bigger as well, so you've got that in 1 page and that in 1 page, as well as the shrunk down version. I find the smaller ones more useful for going on tags and things. So we've got vertical ones as well as ordinary horizontal, and a few little sort of quotes from the Bible as well, which is quite nice, like that. And then we've got envelopes, and I have printed them with that on the other side as well. So here's an example of some of the little animals that you get in the kit. I will be putting a panel over that to cover them, because that's just not me. I just don't do animals. Likewise, these are the tags. These are printed on 200 GSM, and I've backed them so they can be tags, you know, straight away. But I will, well, I'll probably leave that one as it is because I quite like that. But I'm probably going to cover up the wellies and the squirrels because that's not really my style. But I do love the backgrounds in them. These are lovely. Don't need, I can work with these as they are because I'll be adding to it. And then I did these smaller as well, printed 2 per page. So that is, of the 4 kits that Rach has in her shop, I'll link down below to her Etsy shop where you can go and purchase them if you want to. You can sort of have a little look around, and I've sort of pinched bits from each of the kits. So normally I will tea dye the back. I print these on 120 GSM presentation paper, and I normally stain the back, but I'm not going to, because I think I'm going to do an altered book. So I've had this book prepared for a long time. I watched an altered book series by Kylie's Cards and Crafts, and she showed a way of doing an altered book. Let me give you the example of the altered type of thing I'm looking at. So an altered book where you've got a book with sewn in signatures where you can see the threads, and what you do is you take a stitch ripper and you undo the threads, and then you can pull out your pages. This is a beautiful book, which will be an altered book, but they all come out. So all the pages in the signature come out when you split your threads. You get the picture. They go for fodder, and then you're left with your page like this, which is glued in. And so you go through. I've been doing this. I've been using this book in a journal, and that is how I've been taking the pages out. So there's 2 signatures side by side that have been took out, and they're all glued in. So it only works on books that have sewn in signatures. So I've got this one. It's slightly bigger. It's a modern book, and what I did was I also then went through, because it was very white, and I just tea stained. I just got a bit of tea, paintbrush, and just went round the edges of all of the pages, because if we take a page here, when that's halved and put in, you're going to see the top and bottom of the page. So I wanted it to be aged and not white like that, so that's why I went through and did that. It was a process. I could only do so many pages at a time, leave it to dry, and then work on the next ones. But that's what I did. You can see the threads in there, but that is my plan. There is 40 pages, so 80 front and back in here, which I thought would be a nice size journal to work with, which is why I've printed it off loads and loads of these. I probably haven't printed off enough yet, but we'll go through and we'll see. and then I'll be adding pockets and what have you to it. So obviously I want to cover that up because, yeah, don't want that. And I'll be covering these up, and then these will just glue in place. What I'm probably going to do is ruler rip, because I want a bit of a rougher edge. So I've kind of done that, so we've got a nice little rougher edge. So I'd probably ink that, and then that can stick in there, and I will take a little bit off the other edge because it's a little bit wider than what we want. So stick my ruler on there, and I can, oh, this would be good if you've got a printer that doesn't do borderless printing, then you have to take the white edges off, so you'd end up with a sheet that would fit in there quite nicely. So that can go on there, and then another one will be glued to the other side, and I would just ink those edges. I'm not going to glue this in because I want to think about the order of my pages, so I will cut them all up first, get them inked, and then work out the order that they're going to go in. But I just think that would be pretty. Obviously, if you were using a smaller book, so like this one, we find there, then you would still be cutting the pages down, but they would fit the whole page, so you wouldn't need to coffee dye any edges. But I quite liked the idea of doing something a little bit bigger and having sort of the edges showing a little bit like so. So that is what I'm planning on doing, and I'm going to need lots and lots of tags and pocket fronts and things like that to go with it. So that was my plan. I'm running out of space now. That was my plan here for these sheets. Here are going to be tags, and one of the ways that I use an A4 sheet to make tags, I get 6 out of them, and what I do is I take 2 inches. I think we're going to take 2 inches off the top here, partly because I've got a 2-inch wide tag top of bench. So take a 2-inch strip, and then I cut that in half. So that's 2 tags. That lines that way up, yeah. So that's 2 tags, and then this I just cut down in half and in half again. My mark for in half again is gone, so let's just find it. Yeah, it's just that one. It's just that one there, Jez, underneath there. Minor crafter lunch then. So they're nice size tags. So that is a quick way of cutting down an A4 sheet. These have been printed on 200 GSM. Now I'm looking on here. The only thing you've got to decide to begin with is which one's going to be. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the 2 inches off the top there, which is going to be a 2-inch strip. And then you've got your tags, probably that way. So this is how it works for A4, which is different to letter size paper. So if you've got letter size paper, you might want to make some adjustments as to how you do this. But I think it would still work. We've got 8.5, it's 8.5 wide, isn't it? So if you took 2 inches off, you'd have 6.5 tall tags, wouldn't you? But they'd just be a bit narrower. So that is that. And then for me 2-inch ones, of which I've got 4 now. So got a lot of tags. A lot of tags ready. I've got 2 style punches. These are retired Stampin' Up punches. I know lots and lots of people have these. If you haven't got them, then you can do them in the conventional way, but that just makes nice tag toppers. We do 2 of one and 2 of the other. There we go. So that's them done with. And then I just get rid of them. And then I use my usual punch, another Stampin' Up punch. This is current, it's not retired. And you can go through make your tag hole. And that's that ready. You can use this on those ones as well. But I really love this punch. Just going to go through and do all of these. So that bit's done. Bit of a mass make. Then I'm going to have to stop and cut out all my bits. So that's the tag topper that way, and you can do it the other way, so you get a different shape at the top. So it looks like that. So you can see the 2 different ends that you get. Not sure how clear that is. And then I end up with loads and loads of like photo corners, and I just keep them. Got a little pot on my desk and I just keep them there, and then I just around all the corners just to finish them up. And then of course I will ink around the edges, and then they're ready for decorating. And that is just a really quick way. Sometimes, I mean, there's loads of other tags in the kit, some smaller ones, but this is a nice quick way of making a bunch of tags using background sheets, and then you're free to decorate as you like. And I really like just decorating up tags myself, rather than just print them off a kit and use them. I like my own spin on it. So there we go. That is 12 tags, bases all ready. So I'm going to cut out the other bits and then we'll do some decoration. So here we are, all prepped. So everything's cut out, inked, and a few things are assembled, and we should be all ready to go. So some things were cut with a scan and cut. All these ones are ruler ripped because they're light edges. It doesn't always pick them up on the scan and cut, and rather than draw a line around them all, which would have worked, I thought I may as well just ruler rip them. But these were all cut out, and most of them have been inked around. I didn't scan and cut the labels. I've just done these with rulers and combination of rulers, scissors, etc. So they're ready. I didn't do them all, and if I want any of these I'll just get them out. And I just wanted to, on the subject of my scan and cut, because I did post a picture into the design team group, and some people were saying that they don't use theirs enough, or they find it rips up. So this, the scan and cut round that bit, and then it kind of ripped a bit, and then it didn't finish it off, and it went to the next piece where you can see it's cut there. This is 120 GSM paper, and it sometimes doesn't like it, particularly when you've got, can you see that the cut edges there, ziggy ziggy ziggy, on 120 GSM I find it just rips. It doesn't like it, so I've printed these on 200 GSM, and it cut them out much better. And occasionally it misses, occasionally it kind of doesn't see the what you're cutting out. They're too light. It didn't see that one at all. It was too light. It's not really showing up very well in the camera even. So I could have drawn around that and it would have cut it, but I just thought it's just the one. That one it missed. Sometimes it's the placement on the map, on the mats. So I decided not to cut this one because it's on 120 GSM, and I just thought I'm just not going to bother, and I just reprinted it on 200 and cut it out then. But one of them, it wasn't this sheet, it was the other sheet, put it in one way and it didn't pick up half of them, so then I just turned it round, fed it through again, and it picked them all up. So it's weird, sometimes it's worth just replacing it somewhere on your mat and it'll work. But I say that it didn't pick these up, so, but you know, that's not much left for me to cut out myself, so it did all of these, so I am more than happy with it. It's not a perfect solution, it's good enough for me. I'm happy with the results I get. I do have a playlist on scan and cut using it for junk journaling. I've got a few videos up, 4 or 5, I can't remember, keep meaning to make some more, And so yeah, check those out, do some little bits of advice on that. This is 120 GSM. This was the envelopes. Cut these out, absolutely no problem whatsoever, because they're more straight lines, so it just whizzed round these. So I've just inked them and put them together ready. These were the envelopes with the animals on them, and I've just cut these out. I cut these by hand because I didn't want to print them again, and I didn't want the whole sheet. I only wanted a couple of these images, so I just cut these out by hand. You could just see behind there because the picture was in the other orientation, so I just cut those little pumpkins out from something else and poked them behind so that they fit. Okay, so those envelopes are ready to use. The other bit of prep I've done is I've coloured this lace. So I've got me alcohol markers out, and I just coloured some lace and some ribbon that I thought would go with the colours in here. So they're all ready, and I've had a little bit of a play. Oh, I've got some dyed cheesecloth as well, which I thought would work. So I kind of had a little bit of a play, so that the video isn't a million years. And my idea was one of those bits of ephemera pieces. These are all the offcuts, by the way, from where I cut the envelopes out, because I double-sided them. I've got these bits which I thought might be useful for clusters and things. So yeah, I've kept them. So I'll just move them out of the way. It's making my desk look a bit messy. Well, the desk is a bit messy, so you know, that's just the way it is. So yeah, so I had a little play. So these are those. So there was a page of ephemera that was sort of a lighter colour, and then there was a page with things with patterns. So kind of went with the ones with, so these are all scan and cutted. So I did think of sort of layering them up, and that would look nice. And then I felt it needed something behind, which is when I pulled this out to sort of have a look. Didn't really like the colour of that, which is why I've then gone and grabbed some lace and coloured it with some. I've got quite a lot of Stampin' Up blends, which are their alcohol markers. You get a light and a dark in each colour. So this is light pumpkin pie, which I thought was a really brilliant colour to go with that. So that is my thoughts that I do there, and I quite like that. That then kind of gives it a lift. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm gonna cut that there like that. Do it again at the top. Keep that little bit. So I'm liking that for going down there. So I'm just going to use a bit of glue stick for the lace. So just put that down there to stick the lace on. I say once everything's prepared, this should now go together quite quickly. Might be a bit of glue stick there. Let's put my glasses on so I can see a bit better. Yeah, let's just rub off that bit of glue stick up there. That's lovely. Stick this down. And then I should have loads for filling my journal. And as it's all goes really, oh, I kind of wanted that. Pull it over. Beauty of glue stick. Got lots of wriggle. Want it? Actually, do you know what? I want it this edge because that's got a nice pattern there. That'll do. There we go. Yeah. wipe off that glue stick. It does wipe off quite well. And then I can go in with my rubber ruler, glue rubber even. Afterwards, stick that on there. That's gonna go over some of the glue anyway. Did we need that sound effect, Jez? No. Judy does that and I'm like, oh, it's like watching me. Because I do it as well. There we go. Now I could leave it like that. Now I've got the lace. I kind of played with having this on it because I felt it needed something. But now I've got the lace on it, I don't really think it does. And because that's got writing on it, I don't know if it needs a label even. Let's have a little look-see. Got a pumpkin. No, I'm not going to put pumpkin on it. What have we got? Quaint. I think it is a bit quaint. Put a little bit of a quaint across there. Or I could just leave it. I'm just leaving it. Leave it, Jess. Leave it. Gonna leave it. And then I've got a little bit of pumpkin pie ribbon there. It's like organza this, so it's a little bit shiny. I quite like it. I like it. So cut that, and then a little bit of twine. Have a bit of that. Tie it off. Job's a good one. So I did spend about an hour or so. No, actually, I think I did 2 episodes of Sex Education series on Netflix, if you're not familiar. And whilst prepping all this, doing all the inking and stuff, there was a bit of me was like, you could have done this whilst watching telly in the evening, and got on yesterday afternoon filming someone else, but hey, I didn't. I enjoyed myself. That's how I roll. Right. That's one tag done. And we've got that. I mean, it does go the other way because this was at that orientation of the printout, but I don't mind at all. So that's one's done. So let's get on and do another. So I say I just played with bits, pulling them out, deciding what looked good where. I think we might use my cheesecloth on this one because it's more that colour. Yeah, so I'll get a little strip of this. Will it rip? Will it not? No, Jez, it won't rip. There we go. Just give it a bit of a pull in places. There we go. And I think that underneath is what that needs. Yep. Again, use a bit of glue stick behind there for it. Nice using digitals. I've been making, you might have been following my series on making a journal where I'm not using any digitals. I am using some book pages, and I'm really enjoying it. And but this so much quicker. Grabbing digitals that go nicely together. A nice little shrunk down envelope elements. I do like shrinking things down. just gonna, do I want to shove that bit on? Do I want something else? There's a bit of me that thinks that's quite big. It's quite big in the way. What about that one that I pulled off that I didn't use? Because it's got animated nature there, which I quite like, and that kind of highlights it a bit, doesn't it? However, and then I could put a little leaf on the corner maybe. Smaller leaf. Little leaf on the corner. Animated nature. Yeah, go there. So even though I prepared a few things and thought, oh, that might look nice, I've then changed my mind. But that's how I roll. That is how I roll. Now then, I want to give this a bit of an inky up. Now these small bits, I just found much easier to just take my brush and go around it like so to ink the edges. Much easier done that way. So yeah, chuck that on there. I do like these. They're in real life, you know, they're like little paper lanterns. I love them. There, I love how that looks. Super, super duper. Right, bring in the top. Now, there's a bit of me that wants that to have a little hole reinforcer around it. And it just so happens got one on the floor. So I'm going to colour it so that it matches. Pumpkin pie. Shall I try it with a pumpkin pie? One on the front, one on the back. One stuck to my finger. There we go. And then have a little look, see. Yeah, I think that would be nice. Look at them coming off, easy as anything. The one I want to use, not so much. Going right to the top, but that's okay because the one on the other side will go right to the top as well. And it won't actually. There we go. Yep, liking that. I'm just going to trim that little bit there on the top. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. There we go. Yep, liking that. You just are annoying. Right, and then do I want to do this ribbon again? I think I do, Jess. I think I do. So same as I did before. Bit of that, bit of twine. be that one done. Does take a little bit longer when you're fastening the top in this way, but I do like the way it looks. It's a good job. I'm not paid by the hour. Otherwise my journals would cost a fortune. Don't think people necessarily realise how much time it takes to make a journal. It'd be quicker if I wasn't filming the process. If I was just sitting down doing nothing else, making a journal, it would be a lot quicker. But don't make it to be quick, make it to enjoy. So that's what that one done. So now we've got one of the bigger ones. So kind of thought I'd put that one on the side. There's a bit of a space that fits in there quite nicely, although I do have a bigger version of that which I kind of pulled out for a different one. I think that fits on it quite nicely. I like that. This hasn't been inked round, and I was thinking of this one. So this is Clips of Coral, which I thought was probably a better colour for some of, it's got like a hint of pink in there. I think that will go down there quite nicely. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that, and I think I will put a word on this one as well. Okay. Gonna have a bit on the top, but that'll be nice around the word, I think. So like that, like that. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do that one. So I might speed this next section up. Oh no, I'll put this one together, and then what I'll do is I might do the others off camera, so you can then just see them all at the end. I think I've probably given you enough of an idea of where I'm going with this. So I'll put you about there. So this needs inking because I haven't inked it up yet. I'm going to use my brush on this one because it's slightly delicate there, and it is possible to sort of rip it if you're not careful on delicate bits. We don't want to rip it. There we go. So that's now ready. Stick down on there. Liking the look of that, so I do want a word on this. Don't want sorrow. I know Rach did do some words that, oh, autumn glow. I think that is a bit of an autumn glow there. I like it. I think we'll have an autumn glow on there. I did have a little bit of lace. On there, or shall I use a little bit of the ribbon? Maybe a little bit of the ribbon for that one. Yeah, Rach did do some, you know, not necessarily positive, not necessarily not positive either, but you know, I've done a journal in memory of my mum, and which I found quite cathartic. Did it about a year after we'd lost her, and did make me feel very sad at times doing it. So that's our autumn glow. And then actually for the ribbon for this one, I'm going to colour some white ribbon. There we go. Got this white satin ribbon. So I'm just gonna get a big bit. This was in some happy mail to me. It's very cool. So I've got Calypso Coral, which is the colour that I've used in the ribbon and the lace, and just run it over. A nice match for that flower, I thought. So you can do this with any alcohol marker, Sharpies. I have seen some really cheap ones, whole set in B&M of, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 pens, I think, for about 20 quid. So it's like £1 a pen, which is really good because I tell you these aren't £1 a pen. So yeah, I thought that was a right bargain. So it doesn't take long for them to dry because it's alcohol. It takes a little bit longer than what I've just sitting here at the moment. You can tell when it's dry. But, and so I thought this one, no, I am going to just poke it round. I'm not going to pull it. So there. I just wanted a bit darker on this one, and I thought that went really well with the flower. So do that and then tie it with the twine. And that finishes that one off. So I am looking at the time, and I've been nearly half an hour, and I did have an introduction. Not sure how long that was. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna catch up on some YouTube whilst I finish off the rest of these tags, and then I'll come back and show you them. But I think you get the picture of where I'm going with them. Bit of something in the background, be it lace or cheesecloth. bit of ephemera, some floral or some leaves, and then a word or not a word depending, and then just put some ribbon on the top, and that is my tags done. So I'll get the others finished off and I'll come back and show you them. Okay, so I have finished all of the tags, so let me show you them. So that's that one. I found another ribbon that I had which I thought worked well. I've used that flower quite a bit actually. I really like it. That one you saw. There's another one with that flower. That's the smallest version. That's doing it 2 to a page, and I think they're perfect for these little 2-inch wide strips. And I put a bit of, that's a bit of book page, you know, the bits off the end that you take when you're just leaving yourself with the words. I think that worked well. And then that's the one that you saw me make. So that's the 4 2-inch ones, and then we have the bigger ones. So there's that flower again, and then we've got I thought that's a girl picking apples, so I was thinking of cider. I grew up in Somerset until I was 18, and we had a lot of cider, and I just put some berries there as well. I know they're not apples, but I thought that the colours all went really well. And then we've got that lovely little yellow flower there. Found some different lace, and I used some alcohol ink on that, my little Ranger alcohol inks I did to colour them a bit differently. And there, I thought that was quite a rustic look. There was a little basket, although I've covered most of the basket up now, but I liked the look of that. And then that's that lovely spray of flowers, and there's quite a lot of blue in the background, so I use that sort of turquoisey peacocky blue there to show that one off. And then that flower appears again in its bigger form on that one, and I just used foliage. There's quite a lot of that lovely coral coming through there. Used that big spray again, and I just put a bit of lace down the bottom, and there is a bit of lace that I haven't coloured there at the top. And then the last one there, yeah, a young woman looking very serene, I thought. And then I just put 2 bits of lace at the top and at the bottom for that. So that's me tags. So these are the ones that I cut myself. You saw me cut from the A4 sheet, 2 A4 sheets that I printed, and I haven't yet begun on the tags that, you know, were part of the kit, but I'll probably be doing these in a very, very similar fashion, and that's the shrunken down ones. So and those I will be covering up the squirrels and the wellies. There's another one, but I seem to have mislaid them. I don't know where I've put them, but you know, you can see the state of my desk, you wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, hope you like that. So that is my design team project using the lovely autumn kits from Rach Bellecraft. I'll link down below to all of the kits for you to go and check out, and to Rach and Bella's Etsy shop. And yeah, do come back again soon, and I'll show you the progress with this autumn journal. Okay, bye for now.